Now that your job has been created, you can start adding products. You can see that the product library is set out in categories, starting with base cabinets, tall cabinets, upper cabinets or wall cabinets, pantry units, and components. Components are where you'll find panels, but you are also able to order standalone doors, inner drawer components, and kickboards. Jumping back over to the product menu, we are going to select bases, and we are going to add in a base cabinet with a pair of doors. To modify the dimensions of the product, we can start making changes to these fields. For example, let's set the product to have a height of 600, a width of 500, and a depth of 600. It is important to note that the depth measurement provided here is referring to the carcass depth only. If you are looking for the total depth of the cabinet, including the doors, to be 600mm, you'll need to set the depth field to 583.5. This will obviously be dependent on the thickness of your exterior material. Now moving through our fields, you have a top selection field here. This enables you to pick what kind of top will be on the cabinet. It could be a solid top, rail on edge, rail on flat, or a timber rail on edge. You will also be able to select a recessed handle option available to you here. Below this, you will have a few more options to select for your product. You can select whether or not you would like the product to be assembled or flat packed. You'll see that when you select assembled, it will automatically turn on the supply hardware option, meaning that you will have the relevant hardware included in your order. You'll have the option to include the door faces, and lastly, if you require adjustable legs with the product. Moving to the next tab, you are able to make adjustments to the exterior and interior materials of your product. You can either search for the material using the search function, or you can browse the library of available materials and door styles. When selecting a grain material, you will have the option to change the way the grain shows on the product by selecting the checkbox to switch it to a horizontal or vertical grain. Moving to the Doors tab, here we are greeted with our hardware selection and door margin options. To change which hinge series we would like for the product, you can simply select from the available options here, and if necessary, you can change the number of required hinges for the door. You can also change the door margins for the product. For example, if you would like to add a finger pull to the product, you can enter a top margin of 18, which will reduce the height of the door by 18mm. Moving to the last tab, you can modify the aspects of the shelving for the product. You will have the ability to select whether the shelf is adjustable or fixed, and also how many shelves are required for the product. To have more control over the detail of the product, you can select the Advanced Options button to select items such as the type of shelving, either plain or shaped, the exact position of the shelf, either by percentage or converted into millimeters, and lastly, the setback of the shelf. You'll be able to add more shelves either with the auto positioning or assigning the position manually. Navigating back to the Specs tab, there are a few more features that can be taken advantage of. If there is something that you require on the product that can't directly be done on the portal, you can simply press Variation Request, which will enable you to make a note that will flag that this product has additional requirements. You will also be able to add notes to the product, which can be used to label or just make a general note. This field is purely for your own reference. Now that we have detailed this product, we can save it to the order. If you have made any changes to the product that are different from your job room defaults or account settings defaults, you'll be prompted by the room assistant asking if you would like to save these changes and make them the default for any other products you wish to add to the order. You'll have the option to cancel out and continue editing this product. You can save the product and update the defaults for future products, or simply save this product with the required changes and have them not update any further products. Now the product has been added to the cart, we can continue detailing more products.